This AI bubble is seemingly at the end of its rope, and I am a little scared, both for my 401k and for the entire country's employment prospects. So I've mentioned this a few times on the channel, but for those of you who don't know, Nvidia's basically entire stock price right now, as it stands, the huge gains that it made recently, are all about AI. The whole concept is that Nvidia will be creating GPUs for AI use indefinitely, and they'll be producing quadrillions of them, and demand will never end. And the S&P 500, which is basically what everyone in the US retires off of, they mostly buy just like S&P 500 ETFs, which for those of you who don't know, an ETF, you should know this. If you are an adult human being and you in the words in the I say an ETF for retirement and you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to find that out, and I'll tell you, I'll get you started. It's a package of stocks, basically. Like, you buy it and you buy one unit of the ETF, and it will track a bunch of stocks together. So the S&P 500 ETF tracks the 500 stocks that comprise the S&P 500. It's the 500 most valuable stocks in the most valuable economy on the planet. So obvious, and if you become the 501st, you fall out and someone else who's better replaces you. So most Americans are heavily invested in this because it has been consistently over the years an extremely reliable investment. Now, relaxes in European, yeah, you guys still have pensions, is my understanding, which is crazy. I don't know to what extent that's true anymore, but you also have like a social safety net that is more often semi-functioning, which is more than I can say for myself. Finally, the death of glorified Google autocomplete. It's not the death of it. AI is here to stay forever. Google will not unfuck itself, in my opinion. But what it's going to do is function as like a modest tool for increasing productivity in a few different contexts, and maybe saving people 10 to 15% on time. And in a programming context, it might allow a single programmer to do the work of multiple programmers. Okay. And I think we've basically, that's all already happened. I think we're already living in a world where that's the case. But the stock prices that these companies command is based on the future performance of AI, which is supposed to be way more comprehensive. It's supposed to replace entire sectors of the economy. It's supposed to change the way we live and learn and work and eat and breathe. And I don't think it's going to do that. And I think Meta has put the brakes on its massive AI talent spending spree, and in general has pared back a lot of its AI programs recently because they're realizing that it's overpriced, it's overvalued. 95% of companies that engage in AI programs have not seen any profitability from those programs. What does this have to do with the S&P 500? Well, Nvidia, one stock, a single out of 500, one company, represents 8% of the value of the S&P 500. So if you're good at math, you'll realize that this means a 25% drop in the price of Nvidia would result in a 2% drop of the entire S&P 500 alone. Now, there's no way that you get that kind of drop from Nvidia without massive knock-on effects on other stocks, okay? That's only happening because bad things are happening to the other ones. So I hope you understand that that means that many people who are about to retire, who recently retired, if this bubble pops, they're on the precipice of ruin. And like, it was all just so that we could like pursue artificial general intelligence, which was literally a vanity project of a few guys in Silicon Valley. All right, it's literally just a way to, all this has done is transfer money from the bottom to the top as usual, and made shitty guys like Sam Altman unbelievably insanely rich. And you know that their main thing that they want to do is to just like do rent-seeking policy with the government. They want to lobby the government to secure rents for them forever. And they want to build bunkers, and they want to join weird cults, and they want to talk about breeding on Twitter. Like, these are the kinds of people that benefit from this stuff. And when the bubble pops, they're going to do okay. They're still going to be billionaires, you know what I mean? These guys got in so early that most of them already cashed out. for in a way that you and I can understand. You know, they've made that much, and to the extent that they'll lose billions of dollars, these people are so rich in the first place that it won't matter. They keep saying AGI is coming in 5 years. Many, yep, yes, JL Richie, I agree, and welcome. Nice to see a first time chatter here. Hope you'll consider following the stream because I will owe you a debt of fealty and you will represent a disproportionate amount. Basically, I'm saying to invest early, like you should have invested early in AI and then promptly gotten the fuck out. So, like, I don't know. I'm not here to say like I know the date that this bubble is going to pop because anyone who says that is full of shit. But I do know that like everything seems bullish all the time, right up until the moment that you realize that it's over. And I think like this, when there is a recession on the horizon, you know, it is smart to save. It is smart to live within your means for a while. Like I think that that's the move right now. And I guess that, you know, that's not financial advice, I suppose. You know, you're supposed to say that for everything, but I do think just common sense, man, is that like when you're staring down the barrel of a recession, like make sure that your life is secure as possible. Focus on safety, I guess. You know, when things are going great, focus on fun, and when you think things aren't going to be great for longer, focus on safety. I think that those are good rules to live by in general.